Hello everybody, today we're going to be playing through Rayman 1, the game that introduced us all to Rayman and the franchise. However, this first entry to Rayman's franchise is terrible, and that's because they didn't playtest the game, so the game is hard and bullshit for no reason almost. But it's still a pretty fun game, and it's kind of worth your time. I will be playing every level and then rating them at the end in a giant list to see which levels are the best, and if you don't agree with my list, go make your own. This isn't your video, it's mine. I hate you. Hey everybody, I'm actually going to keep my promise. We're going to play through every Rayman game leading up to the release of Rayman Legends Retold. Before we begin, I want to say I'm playing the Steam version, and I had to make a Ubisoft, or you had to like do Ubisoft Connect, which is dumb, right? Like, this game is completely offline. Why do I need an Ubisoft account to let everyone know, hey, I'm playing this game that's completely single player? So before we begin, just want to say that I will be playing through 1, 2, 3, Origins, Legends, and then Legends Retold. So with Origins, I'm gonna be playing it with my buddy. So let's just begin. I don't really know what version to do. Oh my god, it's Craggle. That's Craggle right there. I've heard version here. I'm gonna look up like what's the best version of Rayman to play real quick before we begin. The PlayStation 1 version. All right, Google AI, you better not be wrong. You know what's the weirdest thing? I like to play Redesigner in my free time. And, like, the movements coming to this game is insanely noticeable. Because, like, it is jank in this game, man. Also, I'm playing on a controller right now. I refuse to play. I feel like, respectfully, some games are just better on a controller. Like, Pizza Tower was just not made for keyboard and mouse. I'm gonna scare this guy. Ah, dude, I remember when this was first announced and when it came out like the day after, and people were pissed because they like changed the music. And like, Rayman fans gotta be the most like spoiled people on the planet, dude. Like, we could literally get Rayman 4 next year and if it was in 2D, people would complain about it. It is insane to me how spoiled some Rayman fans are. Or maybe I'm just being too much of an asshole, I don't know. Sweet! But yeah, I plan on playing the entirety of Rayman 1 in this one video. So, I don't know if it's gonna be long or short, depending on what funny stuff happens. I don't know if we're gonna do it in one long take, or if it's gonna be split up, but, you know. We'll see what happens. You know what game I've been recently thinking about playing again? Banjo-Kazooie, man. That game is awesome. Dude, I have never been more jealous in my life when I heard, like, Unheard and Corkben and all these other Rayman YouTubers got to go play Legends Retold early. I'm proud for them, but it made me mad because I want to play Rayman Legends. I think what I want to do for these is rank every level after I beat them. So I think the first level gets a 7.5 out of 10. Like, it's a good first level and introduction. He's so jolly. I think it is, like, so surreal to hear, like, the Rayman 1 soundtrack in like the Origin style. Like, that's pretty cool. I'll tell you something I'm not a big fan of. I hate backtracking. I know I said I want to play Banjo again, but like I hate replaying like Banjo-Tooie. Because just personally, it's not a great game. I just don't like it when games are like, oh, so you're gonna play through this level, we're gonna show you something you can't get and you gotta come back later. Banjo-Tooie does it in such an extreme way, like, there will be something you can't access until you get there like 3 worlds later. I just find it extremely tedious because now I have to go back, play the level eventually when I'm like running low on Jiggies and I can't find any because the most I'm missing is in Witchy World. Banjo-Tooie is just a terrible, terrible sequel to Banjo-Kazooie. Oh look, there's another cage. The game is extremely generous. For now. I think it's also funny they added a rewind button into Rayman 1 because they were just like, well, shit just happens in this game, so here you guys go. I know, like, there's not talks of a Banjo 3, but there is like a essay, or not an essay, there was a poll for Microsoft of what video game players wanted to see come back like a franchise, and like, Banjo is like the most requested one. I think it's just interesting that a lot of people still care about Banjo, you know? I mean, like, I know people still care about Rayman and like that shouldn't be a surprise, but you know, it's like insane to me that people like still like him. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be rating the levels. Anguish Lagoon is fine. The boss fight and the mosquito ride really make it memorable, so for that, it's like an 8.0 out of 10. The Swamps of Forgetfulness is a fine level. It's very easy to collect all the cages, and it's most likely where you're gonna get your first, like, cage run completed. I like the Tar Raisin at the beginning. It also makes it memorable, but it's not as memorable as the mosquito one, so we're just gonna give it a 7.8 out of 10. Editor, cut this all out. Yeah, I've been thinking about recently wanting to collab and reach out to other Rayman YouTubers and, like, wanna, like, work on videos with them or, like, do stuff, like, you know, maybe get to know a bit of the community better. I feel like, especially when I first started out my career, I was really thinking, like, not a lot of people cared about Rayman career. Bro, I'm at 1,000 subscribers. Let's not say career just yet. But I got, like, a couple of people in mind I want to, like, collab with. Like, I've been watching Corkbin a lot recently. He's pretty funny. I saw his Legends review, and I remember thinking to myself, the 8-bit versions of the songs are higher than the regular versions. I mean, if you look at it through the lens of difficulty, I guess, because, I mean, when you die in those ones, you don't get to come back. Oh, please hurry. Another YouTuber I was thinking about collabing or wanting to collab with was, like, Hyperness. He's pretty cool. There's just, like, a bunch of people that are really talented in this community and people, like, who make really interesting videos. And I was just like, yeah, it would be cool if, like, we could collab or something. Maybe get to know the community a bit more. Because I've been kind of dormant in the Rayman scene in a minute. I feel like the most fun one I'm gonna have fun with is trying to figure out how to get Rayman 2. Because I've only played the DS version of Rayman 2, and I really want to play the... I don't know which version it is, but it's the one with the open world. Is that the Dreamcast, or... This level's been long, by the way. I don't know if anyone else has, like, noticed that. Oh, shoot. Oh, stop! Dude, they're killing themselves. I'm not ashamed to admit, when I originally played this, like, back in March, I think it was. Case in point. I used the rewind button, like, a ton in Picture City. Picture City is, like, just death. I mean, there's just nothing I can say positive about Picture City other than it's pretty to look at. I feel like, especially now, you can critique this game and be pretty harsh about it, because, like, once you get past, like, the beautiful aesthetic and the nice, charming, like, pixel art, like, kind of looking like a cartoon, what you get is just a game that's just kind of like, the first world has very, like, uncreative level design. Like, it's just, like, preparing you for what's to come. I like this soundtrack, though, the song that's playing right now. I don't know if it's, like, strictly in Redemption, or if it's in this version. But is the red mosquito boss fight here? I don't remember. I can't remember if it's in Redemption or not. But, like, why was the mosquito trying to kill me? I thought we were chill. Apparently not. Okay, no, it's here too. Why couldn't they just re-sprite the pink mosquito? I wonder if it was like an early in development thing where they were gonna have like something like that happen in the second level, but because of like the difficulty spike, they decided to just not include it. Maybe I should talk to somebody that helped make this game. Nah. Yeah, see, there's a sprite of him grabbing the pink thing. Or the giant purple, like, spike berry. They couldn't just have used that during the chase segment? Why did it have to be the one that I was friends with?
Oh my god!
Yay, and we're not gonna be friends with this guy, because we learned our lesson the first time. Okay, Mosquito's Nest was a pretty okay level. I just feel like it's a good end to what World 1 was. The spike in difficulty is pretty appreciated, you know? It just kind of gives you an idea of what's going to be happening as we go forward, because, as you know, the next world is Bandland, and the first level is going to be very unforgiving, so, yeah, overall, I give this level, like, just, like, a low score. I feel like a 7.3. It's a fine end to what the first world was, but I just feel like there could have been so much more. Actually, wait, I'm not going to 100% it. When we get to Mr. Dark, I'll put on the, like, infinite world cheat. Ah, shit. Alright. We're going to Bongo Hills now. Oh, yeah, this is where the music ends weird. Oh, wait, shoot. I forgot to go grab... We gotta go grab the power-ups, too. Alright, we're back. I know some people might be upset about the fact that I'm also doing the running, but honestly... Oh, shoot. But honestly, I I really just don't want to have to play through the entirety of World 1 again after accidentally forgetting to save. That's dumb. Ah, shoot. Up into the happy jolly music. Why is it all salt, vinegar, everything sinister? Also, don't expect me to go out of my way to collect Electoon cages. The weakest part for Rayman 1 for me is definitely like the collectibles. Like, besides the Electoons, there's not like much other there's not like a lot of stuff you can collect, you know? I feel like that's just something like a lot of games just didn't have back then, and then they kind of realized, well, why would you play the game again after beating it, you know? Some people just don't like that aspect. And then they were like, alright, well, let's add collectibles, you know, like, so an achievement so you can 100% the games. It gives you an incentive to play the games again. Okay, that was dumb. I don't know if there's gonna be stuff like that in the Rayman 2 version I'm playing. I hope it's, like, just better than the DS version is all I can ask for, really. And I think having an open world hub area to explore sounds a lot better than what the DS version had, which was just like a crappy little 3D render of the map. Oh yeah, for some weird reason, the 3DS box art for Rayman 2 makes it look like a knockoff. Oh, damn. Damn, just get up the thing!
My life be like
21.
Hey bro, you got a phone.
Fuck. And I think that's Bandland finished? No, I hate this part. You know, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Freedom! Fuck you. But like, listen to the music here though, right? Like, the music here doesn't just sound good at all. Oh my god. Yay! Is that Bandland? Yeah, that's Bongo Hills. Alright. To give it an overall score, I would give it like... The spike in difficulty is insane. Because where we came from, it was kind of fine. And then it spikes out of nowhere. I feel like, though, overall, it's a pretty beautiful looking world. The first level is just so long. There's just so little that happens in between. And you often find yourself being more angry than interested in the world. So 6.8. Like, some songs sound fine, and others just sound not great at all. I understand that. But I feel like that doesn't, like... If it makes sense, I don't think the soundtrack being completely different at all makes this whole, like, package bad. What you're getting is like, almost every version of Rayman 1 possible for the price of 20 bucks. And all you can do is complain about the fact that the soundtrack isn't the same. I don't know, that does sound kind of spoiled if you ask someone like me. Also, the reason I'm not going after every chest, I've played this version on my Xbox and I have 100%ed. See, like that! I've 100%ed the PlayStation version of Rayman 1 on my Xbox, and I can prove it. I just really don't feel like doing that again. Woo, yeah! Like, this song sounds fine. I like this rendition. It sounds like... I don't know how to describe it. It just sounds like seeing an old friend again. Yeah, I do feel like, though, the issue with Rayman 1 is that I just... Whereas other Rayman games, I'm like, yeah, I want to play Origins again. I just don't have that same energy for 1 or 3. I just really do not like Rayman 3. I hate it. It's not good. Rayman 2 just feels like just such a great... I know I'm glazing. But, like, Rayman 2 just has such a way more interesting story and vibe to it. And Rayman 3 just kind of sucks. It's like the Donkey Kong Country 3 of Rayman. And it feels more like a Saturday morning cartoon. And it's just overall not great. Speaking of not great, oh my god, just grab the ledge. And this song sounds good, too. I do feel like, though, if they were to alter this song in any way that didn't sound the same, people would riot, though, so...
Hi there.
Oh, shoot. Alright, you know what? That one was a lot better. I think the issue with the first level is that it's so familiar, right? Because you keep coming back to the same area, and it just feels too long because it's just overall just a really boring level that's difficult. This one just feels like a step up in every way. There's variety. The ice slopes are a great introduction. The stupid trumpet section sucks, always. But that doesn't change how I felt. This was a good level, and I would overall give it, like, a 7.8 out of 10. I did see that, like, in the New Dawn server, someone was talking about the fact that, like, One of the Ubisoft developers says, like, remastering Rayman 1 is just an impossible task. I feel like that's true, though, right? Because, like, look how slow Rayman moves when he jumps. You just can't, like, do a modern version of that. Because then you would have to, like, re-innovate the levels. There'd be tons of stuff you'd have to change, like, the designs of some characters. And honestly, I'm kind of glad we're getting a remake of Legends rather than Rayman 1. You need to introduce people properly to modern Rayman and not Rayman from a bygone era. You know what? I think so far that's been the shortest level, Gong Heights. And I think the issue with that is that it's just not an interesting level. Like, I'll remember it because I think so far it's the only one that's taken place in the clouds, but that's not saying much. It's a fairly easy level, and it just feels kind of misplaced if I'm being honest. Maybe that's because I have the ability to run, but it's still a pretty good level. I would definitely give it probably a 7.2 out of 10. Mr. Sucks' Hullaballoo. You know, every time I read this level name, I get like a flashback to when me and my buddies were playing the Redemption version of Rayman. Uriel left the call, we pretended like he died. And during the moment of silence, I said, this level's called Hullaballoo. And my buddy Trey just goes, Our friend just died! And you're worried about the level being called Hullaballoo. Oh, speaking of, the reason like I stopped playing Redemption with my buddies is that just honestly, like, I just think those first two videos are fine as is. I think the issue was there wasn't a lot of interesting footage that could have been used. You know, it's just like, it's like me playing this game right now. I'm trying to make it interesting by talking, right? But like, if I'm just sitting here expecting you to watch me play this game with no commentary, that's just kind of rude. Because you're gonna get bored and leave. I'm collecting like 3 Electoons per level. Hey, look, first my brother's playing Repo. I like how this health bar carries over into the boss fight. Okay, I thought I was just dead. Doesn't he start dancing with me like he didn't just try to kill me? Yeah, look at this guy. I'm not cool with you. You go back to being dead. Alright, Mr. Sax's Hullaballoo was honestly a good level. I think it's the most memorable boss in Rayman 1, in my opinion. If I was to overall give it a score, though, I like the chase. Like, that's something that's gonna get repeated, unfortunately. It happened in the first level, but I feel like that chase wasn't as good as the one in this level. And I like it, like, overall more than the first chase, because the damage you inflict on him here carries on to his fight. I have to say, overall, this might be the best level in Bandland. I'm gonna give it a 8.2 out of 10. Alright, Blue Mountains. You know, in the Rayman Legends Retold, they got like a map for the bundle, and like a bunch of areas from Rayman 1 and 2 are included in there. And like the most interesting part to me about it is that the Rayman 2 area, I'm pretty sure has been taken over by the Rabbids, which is pretty interesting to me, because if that's like true with Rayman lore, it looks like Razorbeard has left an impact on Rayman's world because his ships are still there. So I imagine like Rayman 1 and 2 take place on the same continent, because I think the biggest issue with Rayman 1 and 2 is that they feel so disconnected from each other. Also, I've always wanted to see what was on the other end of, like, this side. It's just more or less the same thing. Ah. Oh! Oh, I missed. Oh, that was it? Oh, and I collected 1. Overall, that was also, like, a really short level. I think it's a great introduction to how to use running and, like, use your momentum. Because, like, this is usually the part where you learn running in this game. So it's, like, a great introduction. I think it's near here. But it teaches you the mechanics of, like, how to use it wisely. Because, you know, you get, like, a little slippery stat. And I think it's just overall an okay level. Like, there's not much to say about it. And I just think overall it's, like, a 7.7. Sorry if I'm, like, mainly sticking to, like, 7s. But I just don't think there's, like, overall objectively something bad yet. I don't know when the game gets kind of bullshitty. I'll let y'all know. I like this so far, though, like, using the moving platforms. I don't know if we haven't had anything like this yet, but so far, I think this is the, like, maybe second or third level to use the moving platforms as, like, part of the stage, instead of me just mindlessly moving around. You know, I feel like out of, like, anything Rayman related, I think the thing I've hated the most, Like, it's not Rayman 3, obviously. It's still, like, a good game. But, like, I think the Captain Laserhawk stuff isn't bad. I just feel like you kind of have to get over it. You know, it's just like... I don't know, I just don't think it's a big deal. It's like, oh, he's smoking. It's like, he's doing cocaine. Alright, he's eating sushi off a cow's ass. I guess that's bad. I don't know, I don't really care. I think what was the most scummiest part is, like, doing the whole NFT thing with it. Like, we've been begging for a new Rayman game, and instead of giving us, like, an actual, like, game, you give us, like, some NFT slop game. And I want to be very clear, I feel like Captain Laserhawk can be good and could be good. Like, I think it could be, like, an amazing series. But I do have a feeling, like, a lot of people aren't going to willingly give it that chance. Like, I feel like a lot of people have had this, like, good boy mindset, and I hate that mindset of, like, no, he would never do this. You know, it's like, I don't care, dude. It's not that big of a deal at the end of the day, right? Because it's like, who cares? Who gives a shit? Well, fuck you, game. Captain Laserhawk isn't bad. It's not good either, but, like, there's tons of room for improvement. Like, I feel like the issue is that they're so willingly to kill off a character before you get to know him that well. Like, it was shocking the first time when it happened, because I was like, oh, we're just already killing these characters, right? It's like, yeah, that's shocking, but then, you know, that immediately goes away, and it's like, well, now any character can die. Because if every character is gonna die at some point, then I'm not gonna get invested. I can't get invested, you know? I didn't collect a single electricity. This level was fine. I honestly found myself being bored the whole time. The first part of it's pretty good, but then it kind of, like, dips after that part. It just gets, like, a little bit less and less engaging as we go on. So overall, I would give it just, like, a very low rating of a 6.9 out of 10. This guy's an addict, by the way. I think Ubisoft confirmed that. They told me in a dream. I hate this mindset, like, well, the majority hates it, so you should too. It's like, well, I'm not going to. Same goes for liking, you know? Like, if I just don't like something, you know, I'm gonna be very vocal about it if I want to make a video about it, you know? Like, I really don't like Rayman 3, and I'm dreading replaying it as we speak. I think it's a dip in quality from what we got from Rayman 2. Yeah, the fighting system is great, but the story is lackluster, and honestly, I just don't care for the villain in Rayman 3. There's, like, pop culture references to Star Wars, like, everywhere for some reason. There's also that really racist part with the Asian teen scene.
Oh, Goromak-san, very tense, rockery.
I just think overall, what came before it was just better, and I wish we just got more of that with Rayman 3. But I will say, it gave us, like, Rayman's most modern look, and, like, the look that he's gonna stay with for the rest of the franchise, it looks like. Wow, that was close! Like, you listen to this and you tell me you hate this. I feel like if you, as long as you, like, provide, like, actual reasons to hate something that a lot of people like, then you can, like, be vocal about it, right? Because, like, if your thing is, like, I hate the fans and the people that like this stuff, and then, you know, it's like, well, are you actually reviewing it, or are you just being a dickhead, you know? I was recently, I've been recently actually making a video about Shipwreck 64, and it's not the animation. The animation's not gonna be finished for a long-ass while. Yeah, the Shipwrecked video is about me talking about the fact that I feel like the internet as a whole failed maybe one of the most interesting horror games to date. So here's the thing, right? Shipwrecked released around the time Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 did. And let's be so for real with ourselves, right? It took people 5 chapters to finally realize that this game was just probably just not worth the, like, the attention. The issue with Poppy Playtime is that it had one good chapter, and a lot of people, including me, were banking on the fact that it's gonna get better. Chapter 4 came out, and it's like, alright, so you got, like, rid of all the gameplay, and it's honestly just not as fun as Chapter 3, but, you know, it still had a pretty strong ending, I feel like. Chapter 5 came out, I don't think I've seen a single soul like it, and, like, the only people that like Chapter 5 are people that glaze the game, you know? Like, that's when glazing isn't fine. If your game is bad to where people don't want to even play it, even if they know it's gonna make bank on YouTube, then yeah, you're doing something wrong. The thing with Chapter 3 is that it's actually, like, good at being scary. It has unique concepts and level design. and has like a good understanding of how to make a good horror game rather than just making a good mediocre like story that kids can eat up. But then like anything after that, it just feels like there could have been so much more, you know? Like, I feel like a big issue with Poppy Playtime a lot of people tend to ignore is the fact that like the story is incredibly basic. Chapter 1 is just a rehash of Bendy the Ink Machine, and I like Bendy. You know, I really do, but like I'm not gonna ignore the fact that Bending the Ink Machine's like gameplay is terrible. Because it is. It's a very interesting game with a great looking aesthetic to it, but the story and gameplay of the first game is like severely lacking. You know, Bendy the Dark Revival like fixed most of those issues. Oh, look at this guy. Look, I'm glad we saved him. He's happier now. Alright. Is that it? Oh, that is? Is there only 3 levels? Mr. Stone's Peaks has been so far the only interesting level in this world, and I would honestly go to say it's been the, like, best level so far. It's genuinely interesting how there's only 3 levels in this world, but I'm glad it is, because this level so far has been my favorite, personally. I'm gonna give it an 8.9 out of 10. Alright, now we're in Picture City. Shipwreck 64 is a better game, and that's not even, like, subjective. I just feel like that's an objective fact. It's a horror game that actually does a good job at being scary. Its puzzles actually have to make you think. It requires you to think more than just, oh, I use this thing that I learned earlier. It's like, no, you actually have to like look stuff up and stuff. It's just like so cool. And it's just like such a shame that instead of like people wanting to play a game that actually had love and effort put into it, which I'm not going to say Poppy Playtime doesn't have either. I'll say this. I'll reword that because that sounds kind of mean. Poppy Playtime, I imagine, like, it has great animation work. It has great 3D models and design. But overall, it is not good. It's an incredibly flawed piece of media that a lot of people haven't been critical of until now, after Chapter 5, when I would argue this whole time, it's been a mess. Like, I'm not going to act like I wasn't hyped for Chapter 4. I'm not going to pretend like I didn't care about it, because I did. I was a huge fan of Poppy Playtime. It just would have been more interesting if we got something as scary as Chapter 3 again. We kept getting introduced to new characters, and it felt like the story didn't allow itself to breathe. We kept getting introduced to characters who were going to die in the same chapter, or be carried on into the next and die. Chapter 4. Doey was nowhere mentioned in the previous chapters. And he just shows up, and apparently he's been there forever. If that was the case, then why are we now just, like, learning about this guy? Chapter 5. Lily Lovebraids feels like a character that should have been mentioned previously. Instead, she isn't and is only important to this chapter. And, oh, is she dead? Or is she alive? I don't know. And a lot of people, I feel like Markiplier just said it best. There's just, like, so much that just happens where it's rinse and repeat. And a lot of people are giving him shit for it. But, like, he's right, though. I mean, how many times are we going to get introduced into a new character who does nothing? How many times are we going to go through the same cycle of puzzle and all this stuff? It's just annoying. Oh, yeah, I heard this soundtrack sucks. I kind of was low-key not paying attention. Also, I may have just not collected elections on this level, too. Ah, I killed your friend. Oh! I'm so goated. Yeah, I'm goated. No, I'm not. I'm at 1 HP. Yeah, okay, what the fuck is this soundtrack, dude? The song is Poop from a Butt. Was even the original version of the song all that great, or was it also, like, Poop from a Butt? Oh. Well, shit. Fuck this boss fight, bro. But yeah, I mean, what the fuck? Hit her. Yeah, this boss fight kind of sucks. If I didn't have the rewind feature, there would be a controller through my monitor right now.
Hold up.
No, 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 no. What the balls? You can die here? Okay, that level wasn't that bad, but this boss fight sucks, bro. That's not fun. Yeah, I didn't collect a single one. Eraser Plains is actually, like, maybe... I'd say they finally mastered, like, level design. It's like, this was just really fun to run around in and just do whatever. Even if I didn't find any Electoons, I knew where they were at. Wait, what's up here? Oh, I came from there. It's just, like, overall a really good level. I don't have much to say about it other than they're finally, like, getting the hang of it. There's so much to explore in this level, and it just has a lot of unique concepts. I think this might be the first 9 on the list. Solid 9. I went up again. Hey, look, first try. You know what? I think adding this rewind feature might have been also a bad idea, because now I'm just pissed off whenever I have to rewind it and see how many times I had to fail. Dude. Fuck this level. What the fuck? Oh my fucking god. Yo, whoever made this level at Ubisoft, I hope you have a wonderful life. If you don't know, I probably should have started off with saying what Shipwrecked was. I guess I'll save it for the video. All you need to know is it's an incredibly underrated horror ARG game. And honestly, I feel like if more YouTubers did their due diligence of, like, paying the game attention and, like, giving it the proper, like, reviews that it needed, I feel like we could have had ourselves, like, the start of a, like, era of YouTube horror, an ARG horror that's, like, actually decent. And far from decent. It's, like, really good. It's just a shame. Because it shows that time and time again, whatever gets the clicks is the thing that people will talk about the most. And unfortunately, Poppy Playtime got lucky with that one chapter. And then people kept tagging it along until 2 chapters later, we realized why people were critical of it in the first place. It had one good chapter because it actually managed to do a thing that most horror games can't manage to do. Be scary. I'm sorry if this is like an incredibly negative part, but it just rubs me the wrong way that YouTubers who like do horror content actively ignored a good scary game and instead went to like the old cow that needs to be milked. Good morning, sunshine. Oh shoot. Fuck this ball! I'm starting to get a little agitated. This game's starting to piss me off. Check this out, I don't even gotta fly through this section. I'm just so goated. Please no falling pencils. I have a feeling there's gonna be some here. Or some bullshit that spawns in. Hello, sunshine. Alright, this part's gonna be a little difficult. No. No. Check that out. We got the first Electoon cage. I mean, the 4th Electoon cage. Oh, dude, here's a story. I'm pausing it. I was stuck here for like a solid 5 minutes because I didn't realize like all you had to do was just sprint run. I thought you had to jump and time it. Check this out. So you just... Yeah, you just walk and hold right. Which, I mean... I feel like anyone's natural instinct in Rayman now is just to run after they get the run ability. Sweet. I like that level a lot too. That was like these levels are getting harder, but in a good way to where it's like, it's actually challenging. I don't know how to say that last part. I would say overall, I want to give it like somewhere in the 8 or a 9. I do feel like there are some unfair parts to it, but I mean, you know, that's just gonna happen now, you know? Overall, though, pretty solid level. Not too bad. I would say like an 8.7, though. I really want to see if I can, like, reach out to Ubisoft and see if I can, like, make an ad or something for the new Rayman game. Like, I would love to, like... I don't know. I would do it for free, dude. Like, I just want to be part of something... You know, that's what made me so happy being part of Rayman Alive, is that it felt like I was part of the community and, like, contributing, and that there were people who care about this franchise as much as I do. Maybe I got a little too real there, but you know what I mean? Being a Rayman Retold, I wonder if it's gonna allow Steam play, because if you don't know, I feel like one of the biggest issues with Rayman on Steam is that... So, Steam, I don't know, it's called, like, Steam Play, Remote Play, I don't know what it's called, but... It's where you can own a game, you can invite your friends to join you as long as they got a controller to plug in and play with you. Rayman Origins is very finicky. You have to like set up all four controllers on start to get it working. And Rayman Legends just doesn't have it at all. So I wonder if for Rayman Retold we're gonna get that. But I also wonder if you can play online with your friends, so that way I know if I have to buy copies of the game for my buddies who want to play it. Because I do want to actually play the new Rayman Legends with them. Everyone in our friend group, like the main 4 characters you see, the main 4 people, we've all played the Rayman Legends. And so that's they only know about Legends. I've recently been getting them into Origins. And that's where the Origins video will come in. Oh my god. Honestly, like, the game, I feel like my videos are just funnier if they're with me on this, because I just feel miserable right now. I will say, though, I'm very glad I'm not gonna have to replay every level and find every Electoons cage, because that just, like, feels like a weight has came off my shoulders. You know, me missing every Electoon cage might be a reference to how in the first Rayman animation I've ever made, he didn't save a single one of those little guys. This game will trick you into believing it's cute and fun, and then after you get past that, this game just takes you back and shoots you. I feel like I should be fine enough to talk about like Ubisoft's other games. I hate Siege. Ubisoft is good whenever it comes to making Rayman games, but like I feel like anytime they try and make another game like Siege or Skulls and Bones, like I mentioned earlier, or For Honor, I just feel like the ideas just all feel the same. With Rayman, you're getting a unique game with its own unique art style, its own identity. It's a platformer, it's traditional. They have a whole art engine for it. And you're just not gonna get that with their other games, you know? Like, it's like such a shame because I feel like if all that work that was put into Rayman went into their other games, I feel like a lot more people wouldn't be scared to try out some of their other games. Like, I could see For Honor having a goofy medieval style to it rather than just plain old realism. I could see Skulls and Bones having a unique art style to it that isn't just realism. Now, Siege is, like, based off an actual war veteran story, so I'm gonna be honest, this level feels, like, really dramatic, bro. They do not want me getting to the boss. I'm loving it so far, dude. Like, it feels like a Mario Maker level. Where, like, there's just, like, it's, like, fun challenging, except that's dumb. That was a great level. Wait, no, we're not finished. We're about to be. Oh no. This is the boss fight music I heard that is like... Yeah, okay. Based off of that alone, yeah, this is a negative 2 million out of 5, bro. Get away from me. Bubba, what am I supposed to do? Can I hurt her finally? It's like been forever. Holy shit. Yeah, I feel like without the rewind feature, I'd be crying and shit. Oh, thank God, finally. The boss fight, like, brought down my rating. I was gonna give it a 9.5, but this, like, the whole boss fight took up so much time, I'm honestly downgrading it. The beginning section is a great opener, because it's like, you're about to fight the boss of this world, and then the boss fight just goes on for way too long, dude. I think, honestly, it's still a 9. I would give it a 9.2, to be fair. The rest of the level is amazing. The boss fight is just terrible. Now we're in the Cave of Skops. Y'all know there's a Rayman soundtrack named after me? Pretty cool. I think this is the track that's named after me that plays. Oh yeah, by the way, I hate to bring this up, but I'm recording this on a Sunday. Tomorrow I have work, and I work from 5 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon, bro. Oh my god. Ruined my whole ass Saturday, like, reading my work schedule. This also might be the soundtrack that's named after me, I can't remember. I also saw the Among Us show release. Like, that whole, like, Game Awards thing, like, I really just don't care for tuning into Game Awards stuff. Me and my buddy were watching it because we were, like, waiting on the Fortnite live event. And, like, the only interesting thing that got announced was Cuphead 2. Oh, that's it? Alright, well, Crystal Palace was alright. I feel like it's a tone down from what came before. we're kind of going back in like the 7s and 8s. It was alright. I do think that it just feels like a recolored version of the Blue Mountains a bit. So overall, I think I'll give that first level just kind of a, maybe like a 7.8 out of 10. Hello, Joe. You know what he's saying? Nah, I'm asking you. Yes, you. I can see you. I see you. What's through this way? Yeah, as I mentioned before, I want to just get closer to the Rayman community, dude. I want to, like, learn more about, like, people's favorite games, like, cut content and all that. Like, I just want to, like, get to know people more. Check me out, I'm awesome. Ah, shoot. Oh, yeah, by the way, what do we think of, like, the redesign of Batilla for Rayman Legends Retold? It's a pretty insane redesign, huh? Like, she went from being, like, the way she looks in this game to the way she looks in Origins, and now she's just a human. I think I speak for a lot of people when I say either of the first two designs were fine. This third one can go suck a fat one. It feels like they're trying to get rid of a lot of the weird, pervy stuff that was in, like, Origins and Legends. Which I'm fine with. There's nothing wrong with that. I just think the design of Batilla could have been better. Like, I remember just seeing a video that was, like, someone upset that they removed, Barbara's naturals, whatever you want to call them. Which, I mean, that's such like a non-issue too. I'll be damned if I get killed by a fucking tiny ass spike. I'm gonna die to a tiny ass spike. There's just some bullshit up at this cave. The issue with like stuff like that is I definitely think Ubisoft probably regrets certain decisions when making Rayman, Origins, and Legends. Like, I think maybe one of their biggest ones probably being the way you die in those games. But, I mean, I appreciate it, you know, like, trying to go back and just being like, look, it wasn't okay that we did this type of thing. I just feel like the difference is that, oh my god. The difference is that with Batilla's design, you know, like, I would even say the second one is pretty well designed for what it is, right? Like, ignoring the fact what came before it was pretty good, too. But, like, this new one is just, like, a basic lady in a green outfit. Rayman is known for its, like, wacky, creative designs, and I feel like the issue is that Batilla's design feels like a last-minute change more than it does, like, a decision that was thought of about. Hi, Joe. That part was a lot harder than it was when I was a kid. Eat at Joe's, so far, it's a step up from what the first level was. I really liked how long it was, but it didn't, like, drag out, like, some of the earlier levels. And I feel like, overall, it's pretty good. I love the location, and I love how it all circles back in the end. Just overall, a fun level. And I think it's gonna get a rating of a 9.4 out of 10. Alright, 2 more levels, and then it's over with. I'm really looking forward to playing Rayman 2 again, especially a version of it I'm not experienced with at all. Wait, did another Lectin cage spawn? No way, right? Wow. I feel like on some of these, they just kind of gave up. They're like, we'll just put one here and one, like, directly next to it. Which I'm okay with, because honestly, people back then had to 100% this game to beat it. And shit, that reward ain't even worth it. What's with the cage placement, dude? So far, like, I was gonna say this level's been pretty good so far, but honestly, like, I think we should factor in cage placement, but I feel like it's kind of, like, too, like, we're literally on the last level. I think a lot of people don't understand why Legends is in need of a remake, because they said it themselves. Ubisoft is like, it's impossible to remake Rayman 1, because it's like, how do you remake a game like this, right? Without it being too weird. This dude's boss fight, if I remember, is like pretty difficult, so I'm probably not gonna be good at this. I really like the palace in the back. I love like some of the backgrounds in this game. It gives it that early like 90s feel to it. Alright. Well, Bubba, you just attacked me and yourself. I'm dancing on your grave. I'm dancing on your grave. There's nothing you can do. Oh no. Mr. Skops, honestly, it feels kind of rushed. Like, the beginning is fine, but the fact there's only one level, so meaning if you were to replay this level, you wouldn't fight. The one level would just be it. It's kind of depressing. All the cages are near each other, so I'm guessing I must have missed it near the end somewhere. Overall, what should have been, like, a really good level, because the last boss level was fine, it was just the boss fight was terrible. This boss fight was too easy, and it just feels kind of rushed overall. So I'm gonna give it an honest 7.4 out of 10. Let's go, Bubba. Let's go. I'm so goated. Even if I'm at 1 HP, I'm so goated. Okay, so that definitely slowed me down. Oh, nice try. You missed. Oh, shoot. It's this guy. I hate this guy.
It's this guy. I hate this guy.
He's copying me.
He's copying me.
Oh, shoot. Idiot. Ah, damn it. Check this out. Weave. Ah! Wait, this is actually kind of low-key good. Hold your horses. Is he still following me? Yep.
Yep.
Stop copying me.
Stop copying me.
This guy sucks. You know what's weird? Knowing, like, Rayman Redemption, like, gives this area a proper, like, world. And this game just has one level of it. I really do wonder what this would have been if Rayman 1 had more time. I'm so dead. Watch this idiot. Ah, you fell for it. Alright, as far as I'm aware, there's one more section after this. Inverse controls, that's not bad. I don't know if this sounds wrong, but I've never seen inverse controls as really, like, an issue. If you were to do something where, like, every once in a while, you give me inverse, and then you switch back to regular, that would, like, mess me up pretty bad. Check this out. I'm gonna kill him before he gets the chance. Oh, that did nothing. And now I'm automatically running. What was he supposed to do there? Oh, this is messed up. Bro, this classifies as some sort of bullying. I hate you. Hey, no, I definitely touched it there. Give me the thing. How awkward would it be if I just died, like, right here and they just watched me? You can double hit him? Oh, I get it. Oh! So much for a final boss, right? Like, that's Mr. Dark as a health bar, but, like, he didn't turn into these things. Like, this final boss literally has nothing to do with him. Yay! Yay! We're finished! Yeah! Yay! We're finished! Alright! Mr. Dark's Dare. For a final level where you have to collect everything before fighting him, it's really good up until the very last bit where you actually fight Mr. Dark. Because you don't actually fight him. You fight these monstrosities of the bosses you have faced. The background of the final boss is cool. The theme of the final boss is cool. The build up to it is cool. It's just the execution on the final part that sucks. Overall, though, it's pretty good. I do feel like, though, again, it's just very anticlimactic, and I just wish there was more of it from what we got. And overall, I'll have to give it an 8.8 out of 10. Now that we're finished, I think it's time we overall rate from worst to best what was the best and worst level of Rayman 1. Real quick, I'm gonna go check which levels were in World 1 because I forgot to write the name for them. So, from worst to best, we have at last place, Bongo Hills, Hard Rocks, Gong Heights, Mosquito's Nest, Mr. Skops, Pink Plant Woods, Twilight Gulch, The Swamps of Forgetfulness, Allegro Presto, Crystal Palace, Anguish Lagoon, Mr. Sax's Hullaballoo, Pencil Pentelathala, I don't know how to still say it, Mr. Dark's Dare, Mr. Stone's Peaks, Eraser Plain, Space Mama's Crater, and finally, at first place, Eat at Joe's. And I feel like this may not be the perfect list. You might have a favorite level that's somewhere in the middle there, but that's just how I felt going through this again. Rayman 1 is an incredibly flawed game. It's fun and it has a gorgeous art style, but its unfair difficulty is definitely holding it back from being a good, perfect game. I'm glad they didn't choose Rayman 1 as what was gonna sell well to make Rayman 4. Instead, it's Legends, because overall Legends is just a better game, and also a game that could get someone hooked on the idea of a brand new Rayman game. So I hope y'all enjoyed this very long playthrough. I have a long day at work tomorrow. I'll see y'all next time.